On Thursday night U.S. time and early Friday morning in Iraq, General Qasem Soleimani, a high-profile Iranian general, is killed by a U.S. airstrike at Baghdad International Airport. Soleimani led the Quds Force under Iran's Revolutionary Guard, which is widely believed to support terrorist groups such as Hezbollah. The Pentagon says Soleimani organized attacks on U.S. coalition bases in Iraq over the last several months.
In East Africa, the air carries two plagues. Locusts, swarms with as many as 50 billion insects. As COVID-19 threatens the people, locusts threaten people's livestock and food.
They are being a menace, eating our grass and even getting into our homes. When we slaughter our livestock, we find locust faces in their stomachs. Without a doubt, they are affecting our health, our animals' health, and the environment.
In Wuhan are that people are presenting with a pneumonia. So basically what that means is they're having a bad cough, shortness of breath. Sometimes they go on to develop respiratory failure. They can't breathe on their own. And then in some cases die from that. Most of the cases have also reported a fever. We don't know a whole lot about how the virus is spread. We're assuming that it came from an animal, but we don't know which one, and then came into the human population that way. There's now clear evidence that it's also being transmitted from person to person, which is new in the past week. How quickly things are spreading and whether that person-to-person transmission will continue and sustain a major outbreak, we don't know the answer to those questions.
Is on fire, and it's bigger than you think. 12.35 million acres of land have been burnt by bushfires so far. That's almost twice the size of Belgium, and 3 times more land than the 2018 California fires and Brazil's 2019 Amazon fire combined. Flames have reportedly reached 70 meters high. That's taller than the Sydney Opera House. At least 19 people have been killed and more than 1,400 homes have been destroyed. Residents and tourists have been forced to relocate.
Just get out while we can.
Nearly 500 million animals have died in New South Wales alone. The fires aren't just in one location. They're raging everywhere across the country. So what ignited this deadly crisis? Well, bushfire season is nothing new in Australia, but this summer has been one of the hottest and driest in the country's history. Since September, the combination of drought, unprecedented heat waves, and strong gusty winds has created a recipe for disastrous fire conditions. On top of that, the smoke from bushfires generates its own weather, sparking thunderstorms with lightning and strong winds, which create even more wildfires. Scientists have been predicting such extreme weather for years, warning that bushfires will become even more frequent as climate change worsens. Although the weather has cooled slightly in parts of Australia, authorities say with months of summer left, the worst is yet to come.
According to authorities, Brian's chopper departs Orange County for Thousand Oaks at 9:06 a.m., heading to his daughter's basketball game. At 9:20, the aircraft circles near Burbank in a holding pattern.
He's been holding for about 15 minutes.
At 9:44, eyewitnesses report hearing a helicopter flying very low. Air traffic controllers inform the pilot they can't detect him on radar.
2 Echo X-ray, you're still too low level for flight following at this time.
Data shows that seconds prior to impact, the aircraft rapidly accelerated, slamming into a canyon near Calabasas at 9:45 a.m.
We're looking for photos of the weather in the area of the crash.
Among those killed, John Altobelli, a baseball coach, his wife Carrie, and their 13-year-old daughter Alyssa. Also on board, Christina Mauser, an assistant basketball coach and mother of 3.
How do you tell a child their mommy's no longer with us?
For years, Bryant regularly commuted by helicopter to avoid LA traffic and have more time with his family.
I had to figure out a way where I could still train and focus on the craft, but still not compromise family time.